Part 2. Duties of members of custodial force. Section 1. Correctional objectives. In the performance of their duties, prison officers and guards shall observe the following objectives. A. The social reorientation of inmates for successful participation in modern community life after release. And B. Their vocational rehabilitation in order that they may exist as self-sustaining members of the community where they may reside, whatever limiting factors their status as ex-inmates may be. Section 2. Duties of custodial officers. To carry out the objectives mentioned above, custodial officials and guards shall perform the following duties. A. Superintendent. B. The Assistant Superintendent. C. Chief Overseer. D. Commander of the Guards. E. Inspector of the Guards. F. Guard. G. Keeper. H. Yard Guard. I. Gate Guard. G. Guard at the main gate or outpost. T. Pointers for all guards. A. Superintendent. He is charged with the supervision of the entire prison. 2. He shall strictly enforce all laws and rules and regulation relating to prisons. 3. He shall be responsible to the director for the management of the prison, the safe custody of inmates, the proper care of all prison buildings and other properties, and the economical and proper expenditure and use of prison funds and materials. 4. He shall utilize the labor of all the inmates to serve the best interests of the public service. He shall promote the useful employment and industrial training of inmates. 5. He shall report promptly in writing to the director any escapes or any attempt or preparation to escape, the discovery or confiscation of dangerous tools from an inmate, fires, accidents, or any important occurrence. 6. He shall observe the conduct of the prison officers and guards and require faithful execution of their duties. 7. He shall immediately report to the director any regularity or misconduct of a prison official or guards, and if warranted, investigate and proceed administratively against an errant official or guard in accordance with civil service law, rules and regulations. 8. He shall look after the health and well-being of prison officers and guards. 9. He shall reside in the quarters assigned to him and shall not stay out overnight unless the assistant superintendent is present. 10. He shall receive all reports and complaints of prison official, guards, and inmates and forward the same without delay to the director with his comments and recommendations.
Assistant Superintendent. He is the officer next in authority to the superintendent and shall be responsible to the superintendent for the discipline and cleanliness of his division. So, si Assistant Superintendent siya ang next nga naay higher authority sa superintendent. Then, siya pod ang naay responsible nga mo discipline og kanang sa cleanliness pod sa ilahang division. He shall discharge the duties of the superintendent during the absence of the latter. So if absent ang kanang superintendent, ang assistant superintendent silbi ang mupuli. Then he shall see to it that prison regulations and orders are carried out and that due order and discipline are enforced. So si si assistant superintendent si Japod ang mo supervise sa mga prisons if ang mga inmates is ning follow pa sila sa regulations o sa mga rules or mga orders sa prison, if kanang they enforce pa ba nila ang ilahang discipline. Then next is he shall act as a chairman of the board of officers in the hearing of administrative cases against prison employees and guards. So, si Assistant Superintendent, si Japoy ang silbing mahimong chairman of board if naay ka ng mga case against prisons employees and guards. Then, he shall ensure that guards are properly dressed and armed before going to repose. Si Japoy ang mo supervise sa mga guards if kanang natarong ba nilag suot ang ilahang mga uniform o kanang ilahang mga armas before sila mogdong sa ilahang kanang assigned post. Then he should give constant attention to the security of the prison. Si Japod ang mo supervise sa kanang security sa prison nga under si jang jurisdiction. Then he should see to it that subordinate officials and guards perform their respective duties and that they are acquainted with the special order pertaining to each post. Then, next is, he shall detail any officer or guard on a post to perform any other duty which may be required from time to time. Then, the next is, he shall supervise the search for contraband and ensure himself that prison is secure. So, si Assistant Superintendent, si Japod ang kanang mo supervise sa kanang mga cells sa mga inmates if napay kanang or si Japod ang mo search if napay mga contraband na gipangtaguan ato sa mga inmates aron ma-secure ang ilahang safety. Then the next is he shall visit all inmates under observation, lock up for punishment at least twice a day. Make sure that any special instruction in regard to said inmates is carried out fully. So, mo visit po siya sa tanan ijang bisiton ang tanan mga inmates, then ijang observeran if kanang observeran niya ang lock up for punishment at least twice a day or kaduha sa isang adlaw daw. Then he should investigate any report or complaint made by a keeper or a guard or an inmate and report the matter immediately to the superintendent. So si Japo kuno ang mag-investigate o muhatag og report if na kuno mga complaint by a keeper or a guard or an inmate and report the matter immediately to the superintendent. Siya ang mo report sa superintendent if naay kanang mga kanang isa ba kanang kuanan bitaw sa mga guard o sa kanang mga inmates naay kanang pagkalang laris. Then the next is he shall inform the superintendent of all matters relating to the prison. If he has dealt with himself, nothing shall considered as trivial. Then he shall instruct when necessary all custodial officers and guards in any post or on their duties. Si Japod ang mo instruct if na kuno yung mga necessary sa custodial officer and guards in any post on their duties. Then he shall be the medium of communication between the custodial officers and guards and the superintendent, and shall bring the attention of the medical officer to any inmate whom he considered to be sick of unsound mind. So, mo to sa kanang sa assistant superintendent. So, let's proceed naman sa chief overseer. So, si chief overseer, he shall supervise keepers in their respective departments. So, si chief overseer siya ang mo supervise sa mga keepers nga na-assign sa ilahang mga respective departments. Then, and inspect all prison wards and cells under his supervision, ascertaining and requiring of the keepers at all times. So, siya po ang mo inspect sa mga prison wards o sa mga cells under sa iyang supervision. To comply strictly with their assigned duties, he shall promptly report in writing to the superintendent any observed delinquency or instance of neglect on the part of the keeper. So, if naay kanang during sa iyang observation is nakakita daw sa kanang mga delinquency, kanang ija daw kuno ning i-report, gaman sa report na gisuwat ni ija ning ihatag sa superintendent. Then si chief overseer siya pod ang he shall keep a record of inmates assigned assigned to the different departments, showing the brigade or cell in which is confined, the, the shop or place where the inmate is working, the date or the of entrance into prison for confinement, the sentence, the date of sentence, the crime, and such of the information as he may be directed by the superintendent to secure. So, si chief officer si Japon ang kanang mukuan daw kuno sa mo keep sa mga record sa mga inmates. So adto sa records adto nakasuwat ang mga kanang ilahang kuno sa siya na confined, kuno sa ija inside ang sentence, asa siya nagtrabaho, o kano sa kanang ijahang date of kano sa ijahang kanang mahuman ijang date of sentence. Then the next is he shall see to it that the morning and evening courts of inmates by the keepers are promptly and correctly made. Then next is he shall see to it that all keepers upon their entrance into the prison for duty are in the prescribed uniform. So dapat nakakuan daw if ang kanang ang mga inmate daw kuno if kanang mukuan daw sila sa kanang na sila kuan sa ay if ang mga prison mga kanang guards kuno is mo duty na sila dapat nakakuan daw kuno sila sa ilang proper uniforms. Then he shall keep a record of assignment of inmates in confinement. So mag-keep daw po siya record sa mga inmate nga sa ilang ma-assignment nga confinement. Then he shall record all breaches of discipline committed by an inmate. So if ang isa ka inmate is if nakakommit siya kanang mga di maayo nga kanang discipline is isa ko nang i-record kaning una ang trabaho sa chief officer. Then in the new Bilibid prison, he shall select qualified inmates for assignment to a prison and penal farm or regional prison as the superintendent may direct. So kaning si chief officer siya ang kanang murag mo select if na ba kunoy qualified nga inmates nga ijang i-assign sa kanang penal sa ato sa prison and penal farm sa regional. Nga gipili siya sa superintendent. Then next is he shall supervise the requisition and issue of clothing or equipment inmates. So si chief officer si Japod ang kanang mo supervise sa kanang requisition of issue sa clothing or sa equipment sa mga equipment or sa mga gamit sa mga inmates. Then he shall attend to the basic needs of the inmates. So kani si chief officer si Japod ang kanang mukuan sa kanang mga basic needs sa mga inmates mo provide.
Alright, so we have the commander of the guards. So what are the duties of the commander of the guards? First is he shall be in charge of the prison custodial force and execute orders and instructions of the director and the superintendent. Second is he shall train and instruct new guards on their duties and shall be responsible for the discipline and behavior of the guards under him. Third is he shall supervise the duty assignments of the personnel under him and shall act as the secretary of the board of first in hearing administrative cases against any prison employee or guard. Fourth is the protection, peace, and order of the prison compound and of the prison reservation shall be his concern. Fifth is he shall help conduct preliminary investigations and make reports of all untoward incidents inside the prison reservation and perform such other assignments that may be given to him by the superintendent. Sixth, he shall act as prison ordinance officer and shall be held responsible for the safekeeping and maintenance of all firearms and ammunition in the prison armory. Number 7, he shall look into the welfare of the guards as a whole. So another, we have the inspector of the guard. So their duty is, first, the senior inspector shall serve as alternate officer of the day and under the orders of the superintendent. have supervision over the zone inspectors, keepers, and guards on duty, and the policing the prison, and performing such other duties as may be assigned to him by the superintendent. Second is, the inspector at large shall inspect all guards entering upon a tour of duty, and shall see to it that they are properly equipped in the prescribed uniform, and that they comply strictly with such verbal instructions as are given to them by the superintendent and the officer of the day. Third, the inspector at large shall be responsible for the discipline, orderliness, and sanitation of his zones within the prison compound, and see to it that all prison rules and regulations are strictly enforced. Number 4. All inspectors shall conduct an hourly inspection of all buildings in the prison compound where there may be any danger, from free at night and as often during the day as may consistent with their duties. And the letter F, we have the guard. Duties of the guard. First, a guard shall live in the quarters within the prison reservation to which he is assigned, unless special permission is granted by the director or the superintendent to reside elsewhere. And he shall occupy the quarters assigned for his use and that of his family, and shall be their duty to see that their quarters are kept in a clean, orderly condition. Unmarried guards or bachelors shall reside in the guards' quarters. Second is, no one shall be allowed to enter the guards' quarters unless his duties require him to do so, and those entering the same shall conduct themselves so as not to disturb the guards therein. Third, a guard shall be first vigilant. Second is comply strictly with his orders and perform his duties promptly. Failure to observe these requisites shall be cause for disciplinary measures. And fourth, there shall be three shifts for guards, with each guard having a tour of 8 hours. 1/3 of the guards in each shifts shall be detailed on reserve duty for a period of 8 hours prior to entrance to duty. The guard on reserve shall stay in the administration building, ready for any call. Number 5 is, he shall be responsible for the serviceable condition of the equipment in his possession, as well as for all government property belonging to the post. Firearms shall be kept clean, well oiled, and in perfect condition. Number 7, a list of all properties for which guards are responsible shall be placed in the tower post. A relief guard, upon entering into the duty, shall check if all such properties are being turned over and that they are serviceable. Any deficiency shall be immediately reported to the inspector on the duty, who in turn shall request the property of B or the armorer to replace the unserviceable or missing property.
Section 2. Duties of custodial officers who have G keeper. 1. He shall be responsible for the locking of inmates in his brigade. He shall keep a correct count of an inmate of his brigade or cells and promptly report any absentees found at the morning or evening counts to the overseer, who shall in turn report the same to the superintendent. 2. He shall have the flooring of his brigade scrubbed at least twice a week, and at the end of the bottom landing daily. 3. He shall ensure that all cells are clean and that the toilets and bathrooms are truly scrubbed and clean every day. As a keeper, he should ensure that all cells, toilets, bathrooms are clean every day. 4. He shall exercise utmost diligence in searching for contraband articles. Nothing must be overlooked nor taken for granted as correct. 5. He shall examine all belts, bars, locks, and doors of the brigade and satisfy himself as to their security. 6. He shall be under the direct supervision of Chief Overseer and the Officer of the Day, and the Inspector of Duty. 7. He shall superintend the policing of brigade and part of the prison yard which are in the immediate vicinity of his brigade. 8. He shall supervise the proper and equitable distribution of food to the inmates on his brigade. As a keeper, he should be supervise a proper distribution of food. 9. He shall enter in the book provided for the purpose any branch of discipline by an inmate. If the violation serious or repeated after the inmate had been warned, he shall immediately report the same to the officer of the day. 10. He shall make an hourly inspection of the brigade and cells under his charge, and shall not allow an inmate to remain therein during working hours, unless assigned to the work therein as room under lease. H. Yard guard. 1. He shall see to it that the work assigned to inmates occupying the yards is properly performed. 2. He shall see to it that the yards are clean and all sanitary condition, and that all convenience and facilities are in order. 3. He shall pay particular attention to the yards occupied by inmates under training, drilling, or performing a special work assignment. 4. When necessary to unlock any yard gate or door, he must not leave the gate or door until he has locked it again. 5. He shall keep the area under his charge free from any pieces of iron or any craft materials that may be used as deadly weapons by inmates. 6. He shall keep a close watch of inmates within his line of vision and promptly report any untoward event or suspicious movement of inmates to the nearest officer. I. Gate guard. He shall always be mindful of the importance of his post and strictly discharge his assigned duties. 2. He shall never open the gate until he ascertain the identity of the person seeking admission and assures himself that the person has been authorized to enter. 3. He shall open and close a gate or doors as quickly as possible. 4. He shall keep a correct record of all persons who has passed through the gate, including the officers of the prison, and also a record of all visitors and the period they remain inside the compound. 5. He shall enter all articles received at the gate in the book provided therefore, and shall satisfy himself that no contraband is allowed entry. 6. At the control gate, the front door shall never be open while the other door is open, or vice versa. 7. He shall not allow an inmate, even one due for release, to pass through the gate unless authorized by the officer of the day.
Next is the guards at the main gate or outpost. He shall closely observe civilians entering the prison preservation, make inquiries as to the purpose of their visit. So, mag-observe ang officer nga naka-duty sa mga civilian nga mo visit sa prison, then ilang pangutanon og unsay purpose o nganong mo visit sila. Then second is he shall see to it that all civilians coming in during visiting days are thoroughly searched and that they are not armed. He shall seize and issue receipts for all contraband and prohibited articles found in their possession. Then ilang sigurohon nga during visiting days ang mga movisit is ilahang i-search ug wala ba sila nagdaog mga pusil or mga gamit nga bawal sa sud sa prison. Then isyuhan nila receipt ug naa sila makit-an nga gadaog contraband. Then third is he shall enter in the logbook the names of officers and employees going in and out of the reservation and indicating therein the exact time of their departure and arrival. So mag-log-in sila o mag-log out kung mo visit sila ug isuwat ang name sa officer nga nag-duty ana nga time, then isuwat ang exact time kanus-a sila ni sud og ni gawas. Then next is he shall check carefully all trip tickets of prison's vehicles, as well as the passes corresponding to the number of inmates being brought out under guard. The next is gate officers may refuse entry to any vehicle if they believe the occupants do not have a legitimate purpose in visiting the area or if the vehicle contains cargo that possess security risk. So dili nila pasudlon ang vehicle kung walay legitimate nga purpose. Then, letter key, pointers for all guards. A guard shall observe the provisions of Republic Act No. 6713, otherwise known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees, and its implementing rules. Second is, he shall familiarize himself with the provisions of this manual and shall conduct himself in accordance with its provisions and precepts. He shall understand the limits of his authority and responsibilities. In case of doubt, he shall consult his immediate supervisor. Then next is a guard shall execute an appropriate hand salute and address as Sir the following officers of the Bureau: Director, Assistant Director, Assistants to the Director, Executive Officer, Superintendent and Assistant Superintendent, Chiefs of Divisions, Inspectors and Sergeants of the Guard. Then he shall stand at attention and salute the national colors or standards not case, and when the national anthem is played. The fifth is he shall be neat in appearance. If in uniform, the same shall be neat, well pressed and worn smart. When performing his duties outside the prison premises, he shall be in complete and proper uniform, and if traveling in uniform, shall display utmost courtesy towards civilians. He shall have regulation haircut. Then sixth is he shall read the prison bulletin board, preferably before his door of duty. Next is he shall familiarize himself with the proper operation and maintenance of the firearm and instruments of restraint he may be called upon to use. Then 8 is he shall not lend the firearm issued to him to anyone or borrow someone else's firearm except when authorized to do so. The next is while on duty, he shall bring with him 30 rounds of ammunition and must not expend them unless absolutely necessary or with permission from higher authority. Next is he must avoid unnecessary firing of his firearm. 11 is he shall immediately report to the armorer any loss or expenditure of ammunition, loss or destruction of firearm or its accessories, or any government properties issued to him or under his charge. The next is he shall be at the point of assembly at least 5 minutes before the appointed time of assembly. If he is late in the formation, he must report to the office in charge upon arrival and again after dismissal. Then 13th is if he will be unable to report for duty, he shall report the same to the sergeant or inspector of the guard at least 2 hours before the time of assembly. The next is if the guard feels indisposed, he must immediately report to the prison hospital for examination or treatment. If he will not be able to attend to his duties on account of illness, he must secure a medical certificate to that effect and present at the proper authority at the first available opportunity. Then last is section 3, administrative liability of guard. A guard shall be liable to administrative disciplinary action for acts punishable under the provisions of this manual, the Civil Service Law, and its implementing rules and regulation.